Hello and much love to you, my friends. It's Daniel. We wanted to continue through the book of Enoch in this video. We have made it to chapter number 8. We also got the Bible here, got the book of Jasher here. Okay, we want to go through chapter number 8. Now, so far in the book of Enoch, we've went through chapters 1 through 7, and we've seen how it testifies to the Holy One of the heavens, the Holy One, the only One, the King of all kings, Jesus Christ. How there's only salvation found in Him. Only mercy found in Him. Okay, nothing and no one else. And we also seen how in Genesis 6 it tells us about the fallen angels that Peter tells us left their own habitation. Jude and Peter tell us that they left their own habitation, their own estate. They came down to the earth. Genesis says that they had sex with the women, bringing forth Nephilim giants, and then the Nephilim giants then had offspring, and the world just grew into wickedness. Okay, we also see here in Enoch chapter 8 that the angels continued to mess things up. Okay, so here it says, Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, breastplates, and made known to them the metals that are in the earth, and the art of working them. So this fallen angel teaches men how to go mining in the earth, get the metals out of the earth, melt it down, make it into weapons. Okay, the art of working it. Blacksmithing and whatnot. Okay, and also precious stones. Okay, so it says the art of working them, bracelets and ornaments. Okay, these precious stones, so things like jewelry, okay, gold and silver, and also diamonds, diamond rings, etc. These things that people hang on themselves to exalt themselves in this vain way to this very day. Okay, self-exaltation. And the use of antimony in the beautifying of the eyelids and all coloring tinctures. So this is what we see people doing to this day. Okay, women and men, even in ancient times, putting makeup on their face. Okay, the coloring, the beautifying of the eyelids. Okay, even in ancient Egypt, they were doing things like this. Okay, as far back, all the way back to here is where these things come from. Okay, so we want to be careful though, because like how it says the metals of the earth, for example, I got a pocket knife right here, and you know what I mean, a pocket knife can be used for a lot of good things, but the problem is not that these metals were dug up out of the earth or even the art of working them, but the fact is that we've eaten from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So okay, these things could be a blessing to you, but the problem is that man wants to make weapons, everything from pocket knives to nuclear bombs. Okay, these things are an issue. Okay, and then all of these vain things that we see, things like Jezebel using, okay, the beauty and all of that to persuade men and all of this. It's all vain stuff. Wickedness. And it says that all men were led astray. It's what we see here. They were all corrupt in all of their ways. Genesis 6 tells us the same thing. Okay, it says that God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and every imagination and thoughts of his heart was only evil continuously. Okay, and then it goes on to tells us that what these angels taught, they taught them enchantments, drugs, okay, and root cuttings. Okay, root cuttings can be likened into a few different things, because we're first and foremost talking about drugs and witchcraft, and then we're talking about root chantings, something that can still be found in like the Far East and whatnot. Okay, the resolving of enchantments, Amaros taught these things. Barikiel taught astrology, so the knowledge of the heavens. And again, like the 12 constellations are real, but the problem is that man has taken it and turned it into about them. Okay, horoscopes. When it's really about him, it tells his story, it worships him, it tells the story of the book of Revelation. Okay, and the 12 tribes. They teach him these things, the knowledge of the sun and the moon. Okay, Kokabiel, the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds, so like weather and whatnot. Arikiel, the signs of the earth, so like the seasons and whatnot. Shamsiel, the signs of the sun. Okay, so like the course of the sun, the equinoxes and the solstices. Okay, which men still worship on to this day. And Sariel, the course of the moon. So the course of the sun operates, it makes a full course in 1 year. The course of the moon makes a full course in 18.5 years. So they have different courses and different operations of the luminaries. Okay. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. We see that also here. Okay, in the book of Genesis, it was just continuously evil in the earth. Okay, and Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel. Here we're given 4 angels. Okay, we see Michael and Gabriel in the Bible. We see Raphael and Uriel both in the Apocrypha books. Okay, they looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and the lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. Okay, it's my hopes that you realize that angels do have knowledge of what's going on down here. Okay, and many times God, in fact, allows them to come on down. Okay, that's why Apostle Paul says, be careful, because you might be dealing with an angel unaware, a good angel. And they said one to another, the earth is without inhabitant, and cries the voice of their crying up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of the heavens, the souls of men, do make their saying, bring our cause before the Most High. Okay, you know who the Most High is. And they said to the Lord of the ages. Okay, we know who the Lord of the ages is, my friends, in the book of Hebrews in the Bible. Okay, Hebrews Chapter 1, verses 1 and 2, it says that in the past times God spoke to the fathers through the prophets, but now in these last days has spoke to us through his Son, okay, who he has made inheritor of all things, by whom also he made the ages, okay, King of the ages, the Lord of lords, the God of gods, the King of kings, and the God of the ages. The throne of thy glory stands unto all of the generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious and blessed to all ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things you have. And all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou sees all things. Bible says his eyes are in every place, beholding evil and the good. Nothing can hide itself from you. Thou see what Azazel has done, who has taught unrighteousness upon the earth and revealed eternal secrets which were preserved in heaven. They were not supposed to be released at that time, which men were striving to learn. Semjaza, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates, and they have gone to the daughters and the men of the earth, and have slept with the women, and defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now, behold, the souls of those who have died are crying and making their suit to the gates. And their lamentations have ascended, their tears, their weepings, their prayers, and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which were wrought upon the earth. And thou knows all things before they come to pass. And you see these things, and thou hast dost suffer them. And thou dost not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. Okay, so here we see the angels are taking notice of what's going on in the earth. And, the cries are coming up for it to be brought before the Most High. Okay, so these angels bring it to the Lord, and he knows all things, and they know that. Okay, so they're saying, okay, this is what's going on. What are we going to do? What do you want us to do in regards to these cries, to what's going on upon the earth? Okay, so that's what we see going on in the book of Enoch, chapter 8 and 9. It's a continuation of what we see in Genesis. Okay, Genesis gives us this knowledge, but Enoch is telling us all about it in details. Okay, what was going on. Okay, this knowledge that was coming forth. Okay, and what we're going to continue to see in detail is that as time progressed, okay, these angels are judged by the good angels. Okay, by the good angels that we see in the Bibles. Okay, so we've seen 4 of them mentioned by name. Okay, Uriel, okay, Michael, and Gabriel and Raphael. Those are good angels. Okay, we'll also see a few more mentioned by name as we continue, but these are the good angels. Okay, the archangels that are in the presence of the Most High God. Much love to you, my friends. We wanted to continue through it, and we will continue. We'll be back with more soon. God bless you in the name of Jesus Christ, the Holy One.